Hey, Internet. Welcome back to Same-ish Different Day, the podcast where we continue the march into madness. I'm Raza Malik, and I'm joined with my Amazeballs co-host, Bayley Nargang. Also featuring the lovely Wine Mom, the arbiter of everything TikTok and YouTube.
Hey, it's Wine Mom.
Bailey here. Gotta drop that reminder that you can find this show on any streaming service you use. Remember to leave a sassy review, and you want to bash us or our opinions generally? Well, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and maybe some other places in the future.
I join these guys weekly to keep their egos in check as we break down complex social issues and talk about why your kids shouldn't be watching family vloggers.
We talk about real-ish on a real level. Ain't got time for the Twitters? Don't worry, we have collectively wasted our existence combing the internet for you.
Also, before these two get carried away, don't be shy. Join our Discord for the inside scoop. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can work your way up our very own class system. And don't worry, it's pay to win.
So welcome back to another episode of Same Shit, Different Day, where we try not to rip each other's heads off.
Let's get it. So Raza, take it away with, give me a description of when we're talking about cringe, the teenage acts. Are we talking about, is it embarrassing or something that you could have embarrassed others doing?
It's a little bit of both. It's just like when you look back on it, you like tense up a little bit and be like, why did I do that? In hindsight, why? I don't like. I used to do some weird stuff back in the day. I'm not going to get into it, but looking back, I'm just like, I was weird growing up, and it was cringy. I would hate who I was growing up, but I'm glad I'm not cringy anymore. So it's basically about like what you kind of low key or even high key regret doing that made it cringy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Then I've got too many lists. It's just hard because I don't want to throw all my friends under the bus.
I mean, we heard some very good stories already.
I know we have a saint here. We got our saint Wine Mom who watches over all that is like peaceful and definitely not degenerate. Do you have any instances of cringe?
Just perfect. Sorry.
No.
She was consistent.
No cringe.
No cringe.
Okay, well, I can attest. First off, I will pause that I've got Raza's audio, which is good timing because we're at a break.
What? I thought I muted that. All right. How's that?
Good.
Good? Gone? Good.
Perfect. I'll cut that out.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
Wine Mom, I definitely know you have like witnessed some cringe in your time. They're definitely you can't say that you witnessed a teenage cringe activity at all.
No, I don't witness cringe.
Exposure of Bailey within
some exposure of Bailey.
Yeah, come on. There's got to be.
Well, no, they're your stories. I can't honestly. When I saw this topic, I was just like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't do cringy things. I'm just.
What about your dating life?
My dating life is cringe. Thank you very much for the reminder. Okay. Raza's vicious today, so I'm gonna pass it over to Raza. You can go ahead and tell your cringe story.
My existence. No, I don't know. Where do I begin? I used to. Oh God. Okay. Now you're putting me on the spot. Okay. I used to do like air guitar shit stuff. It wasn't like when I would just pretend I would be in concerts and I would be in a band.
Okay,
and I would be like
kid ever has done that.
Yeah, but it was cringy to me, except for you. Apparently, you haven't done that, so because you're.
That's not cringy. That's not a cringy thing. Everybody does that.
It was cringy to me.
Better story.
Did you have
trying to cop out?
Did you have rock band parties though? Did you ever have?
Yes.
Band parties
yes. There's a video of me on YouTube, or I think my friend Ethan, shout out, took it down, because there's a video of me when I was in grade, I think 7 or 8, air drumming. It was so lame.
Nerd.
See, that's cringe. That's cringy. And then I went through when I was even talking about it, like when I was brainstorming this topic, I went through my old high school pictures, and oh my God, man, hair like almost as long as this, no facial hair, the most sincere brown kid you've ever seen in your life. Tight ass skinny jeans. It was an uncomfortable vibe because, and then I had those fingerless gloves at one point. It was the worst.
Yo, I was
It
the
was the
one.
worst.
Not only did I have the fingerless gloves, I would layer them. So I would have like blue
Oh
full
my
gloves,
gosh.
and then I would have like black fingerless gloves over top.
Oh my god, dude, that's even. I mean, it's both equally as bad, but it's like looking. And then I would love the really tight, like the really like the tight jeans, and then mega ripped, like it would show your entire leg. That was the style in my school.
Okay, you know what?
7 and 8. What's up?
Since you're saying that, if I was to think back, like if you're talking about how you dressed, I had a scene girl phase, but I also had a very that started when I was in elementary school and went until pretty late into high school, where I would dress like rappers that I liked.
Oh my god.
So like no, like legit, not joking. So I don't know if you remember, there was like a trend where you would wear oversized track pants, because that's what like everyone did, was wear like way too big track pants, usually with like Jordans or Nikes. That's what I would wear. And then you would wear like, seriously, then you would wear like a double XL t-shirt. But what was really popular at the time is you would wear like one white t-shirt and then a black t-shirt on top, or you would wear a blue t-shirt with a black t-shirt underneath. Literally every day I wore my kicks with my oversized track pants and my double layered t-shirt. That was my vibe for so long.
God, dude, now I feel slightly better.
I was a gangster in my mind. I was like, I am a rap star. Look at my cool outfit.
Yeah, like
this white redheaded girl.
Before you hop in, Raza, yo, okay, so the one clothing trend then. Did you ever do the jeans with the sweatpants on top and the sweatband rolled up? Did you ever do that one?
Absolutely.
Oh,
what?
Absolutely.
If there are pictures of this, I gotta see it.
Yeah, you'd have the baby fat jeans and then the sweatpants. I don't remember.
Correct yourself. I had the apple bottom jeans. Thank you very much.
With the fur.
Listen, I was talking about this just recently with my worker. She's from Jamaica, and so this is her second winter in Canada. And I was saying to her, I was like, when I was a teenager, we had these like clogs that we would wear. I don't know if you remember them, Bailey, but all the girls wore these like clogs that didn't have a back. They were fur lined, and we would wear those in the fucking snow. And then on top of it, we all wore like Baby Fat or Fat Farm or some brand of winter jacket. But listen, all these winter jackets were cropped. So we were walking around, in skinny jeans, clogs, and cut off winter jackets. So literally like 3/4 of our fucking stomachs were hanging out. I walked home from school like that every day. Why did I do that?
I mean,
that's wild.
Bro.
One of the girls at my high school in the smoke pit would dress like that.
Bro, I literally, my mom was talking about just the other day. She was like, "Do you remember those shoes?" I was like, "Mom, why did you let me wear those to school in the winter?" She was like, "I just couldn't argue with you. I just let you wear what you wanted."
Yo, those shoes were wild. Everyone would wear those. They were like slippers with the most just furry fuzz on them. It was the prelude to Uggs. It was like the phase before Uggs. They were like furry slippers, and then no, we need to put our fucking ankles in some fucking goddamn
moccasin type shit.
Kangaroo fur.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I also it just slipped my mind. What was I gonna say? Oh, I would wear pajamas to school. I wore my pajamas to school all the time. I always wore like plaid pajama pants to school. And then I would make my mom buy like hard sole slippers so that I could wear slippers in school because I didn't want to wear my shoes or my boots or sneakers. So I would wear hard sole slippers and pajamas.
I remember my dad was just like I remember like one year all of us, well, I got into it late, we're all getting band shirts, and me being an emo brown boy, like opposite of what you essentially did,
Yeah.
like literally, I got like a My Chemical Romance T-shirt, a Taking Back Sunday T-shirt, all these emo bands, and then, dude, 1 year my hair was like this long, and I straightened my hair with an iron like a hair straightener because I thought like all because I was like all the emo bands I used to listen to, they all had that vibe going on. I was like, I can straighten my hair every day. I did that for a week and realized this is not worth it. I'll just go curly.
Okay,
Yo,
listen.
How,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
many mans. I had many mans in my crew who were brown mans and had curly hair and would straighten their hair every motherfucking day because of that trend.
Oh,
I
Listen.
digress. Go, wine mom.
I was just gonna say, do you remember there was like a phase where everyone was taking like Photoshop class? There was like a computer class where you learned Photoshop.
Mhm.
And so there was this program, there was this free program. Bailey's gonna have flashbacks of this for sure because literally every single girl in school used this. It was called like Pick Stitch and Pick Monkey,
Oh,
where
I
you
remember
could
that.
go
Yeah.
and like edit the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
out of your photos.
I remember that.
Bro, I was the Pick Monkey queen. I should see if I can. I should see if I can find some.
She,
I'm gonna look because
I
it's
remember.
bro.
I remember a lot of girls were using that and putting their own pictures on there and giving themselves like 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 colored eyes and shit
Bro,
Yeah.
like that.
it was
So
wild.
true.
It was a
It
wild
was
time.
like high school. Like yeah, sorry, go.
I did have similar to you, Raza, but then I was
Mhm.
like in a quote unquote urban environment, but dealing with these things. So I was like band t-shirts thinking I'm cool because like, yo, I'm the only one here with the Dropkick Murphys t-shirt. You don't know who Anti-Flag is. Oh,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I've got an Alexis on Fire t-shirt, bro. It was like
Yeah,
I was that kid, but in the urban environment. So I get you. It was doubled up. I was very cringe in that way because I'm like,
Oh my
yeah, my jeans
gosh.
are ripped. I'm the only one here with ripped jeans. Oh, you buy your jeans ripped? My jeans get ripped because I skateboard.
Yeah.
It was so weird though because like all of my white friends look like they belong in a band, and then there was me, the the one brown guy whose parents probably paid for him to be there. So it was like a weird
Oh my goodness.
like a weird cultural thing too. It was like super because like going to family events, my parents would have to explain why am I looking like that. Like, why am
LOL.
well like a freak of nature.
Your poor parents.
I know I feel bad for them. And then,
No, and like
I
I
saw,
think back,
yeah,
there
sorry.
was also like all the weird hairstyles. Like everybody for a long time would have the Snooki poof. Like that was the
Yo.
big thing.
Not in my high school. That wasn't a thing in my high
Yo.
school.
Oh god,
You
it
remember
was a
the
thing.
donuts, bro? You remember the donuts? You don't remember the donuts? They had the donut buns. I'm talking to wine mom. You don't remember the donut
Oh.
buns?
Oh, I did
It's
the
the
donut
same
bun.
era.
That's when I started my first job. I had to wear my hair in a donut bun pretty much every day.
That's fucking crazy. That's so much work. Raza, you don't know the donut bun?
I sort of do now. My mom just mentioned it, but
Okay.
I didn't see. I didn't. Our school didn't have one guy because my home because the smaller the town is, the more emo the kids become. That's what my experience is. So a lot of kids like in my town were like dressed up again like as if they were a band. This one guy had like spikes in his hair like going out like in his back, like he had a bird nest on the back of his head. And he came to school one day, hair covering one of his eyes, and then like 5 spikes of hair sticking out of his head. And I was just like, huh, you look normal. And again, me approaching him with my very tight jeans barely able to breathe, and said, "You look normal, bud." So,
Oh god.
and,
Such a
and then
mess.
and then and another kid tried to copy him and said he put glue in his hair, which is weird. So,
Well, that's
Gosh.
like
yeah.
they tell you to do that in all the punk rock stuff. It's like a trick. It's like it's like a poser test. If you actually put suspenders glue in your hair, you don't know what's actually good here because you got to have something that you can rinse out at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, or just not do it,
Well,
or look normal.
I can't critique. I have to be open. I had a mohawk for 4 years, so I
I saw
can't really
that.
say much about that. I used to have
You
to
look
put
so
that glue
messed.
shit in there. Yo, come on. I was a mature individual, and people respected. Raza, I won best hair in my graduating year of high school.
Oh shit! No way. Like
Bro.
were you the
But then
only
it's like
one who?
I also look back like when all the girls had front bangs or side swept bangs. So there
Mm-hmm.
was like a period of time where like I learned how to cut my own hair for a long time.
I remember dying.
And then don't you remember we'd all have like stupid nicknames?
Oh yeah,
Like
everyone
it
had
was like
nicknames.
your gangster nickname.
Yeah, bro,
So
we all had
dumb.
we
So
had that
cringe.
Scarborough shit. I didn't have much. Nothing ever stuck. That's where the Bebe came in. The Bebe came in when everyone had the hood nicknames. Because they
We're gonna
had
call you Baby now.
because it was the Hurricane Chris song. They had the Hurricane Chris song, and that just never left my life ever since then.
God.
I remember in my high school, or even high school. Let's just go there because it was true. The dances were like the area, like the place that changed anybody's like life in high school. You could either be hitched or you could get dumped there, and it was like it would be a month-long like drama fest between people.
The
Yeah,
dances, bro.
we had so
Honestly.
many dances. Yeah.
That's where our stories get bad. That's where we had some stereotypical like. The dances at high school were fucking wild where I grew up.
Remember our principal just like at one of our dances, like he was like like at high school, he was like approaching us, and we clearly knew he was drunk because we
Oh
could
my
smell
gosh.
it on him.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna literally throw up. Okay, so I went.
We just triggered a memory.
No, I went on Facebook. I went on Facebook because I have a lot of hidden albums there. Because when we were in high school, the cool thing then was to have a digital camera. And so you would take pictures of
Yeah, I
literally
remember that.
everything and anything. Just the dumbest shit you would take pictures of.
Yeah.
And so I'm going through this album and I just found a picture of me with one of the guys I dated in high school, his best friend, me and that guy's best friend. And what was really popular at that time, bro, was to wear suspenders.
Wait, what?
Everything. But you wouldn't put them on your arms, you would hang them off your pants. Because that was what was cool.
Yeah. I forgot about all
Scarborough?
that. Yeah.
Yes, I
I
can't.
don't remember. I'm glad that didn't make its way to
Because it was
like
like
that's made.
Bro.
it was like the cheap man's trip pants, you know? It was like the cheap man's trip pants.
I
Mhm.
fucking hate it. I hate it so much. I'm like, I'm the
I
pictures
remember.
I see. I'm
I remember
sorry.
instead of suspenders, it was those old school vests, and I bought one. I made my mom get me one from Valley Village because I thought because at that point I was into like pop punk all time low.
Okay, but so like listen.
Listen,
I like all my friends, they would ask me to edit their photos, like their pick stitch photos. So
oh my
they would
God.
take photos and they would give them to me and they would be like, "Oh, can you edit it and like could you put all this stuff or whatever on it?" So I would do it and then post it on Facebook so that they could take it and then post it on their profiles. I just found one of a guy that me and Bailey know. I'm going to send it. Don't share it, but I'm going to send it to you, Bailey, on Discord.
All right.
I can't. Like I can't.
So-
Like I can't. That like
We should
Wow.
we should just name this the
Yo,
cringiest
oh
shit
my
you
God.
in
Those
high
are
Bro.
the
school.
classic shit. Those are the edits from the day. Oh my God.
Bailey, just wait. I got more. I'm just gonna share a bunch. Like I know we're recording,
That's gonna
and
okay.
I'm
So
like
if
having a
we
moment.
Well,
this
this is
we
like
gotta make vlogs like this.
oh,
This is our $1,000,000 idea here.
Oh
When
my
you need
I
god.
used to
Oh
make
my
this out of
houses here.
in high school too, or like posting in high school too.
Yo, because
Bailey,
that
look
was
at the
like,
signature. Look at the signature on the second photo. Because remember, me and this guy, we used to be best friends.
oh
You
my
look at the
God.
signature on the bottom of the photo, like,
He's proud of it.
bro.
Oh my God, that's some shit. I
I'm
remember all
dying.
those stances. So then that's my last story to add on to that same goofy shit as we were sharing those stories from me and why mom's past. Is like so Raza, my thing is like because we were a bunch of goofy, weird kids amongst all that shit that we just described. You ready for what we used to do, right? We used to do drive-by Cheerio runs. So like specifically at lunchtime, if you're waiting for the bus, we would have a whole box of Cheerios. And you waiting for the bus, you stand right at the sidewalk. We would just drive by at like 60 kilometers an hour and empty a box of Cheerios on your face. So you just got pelted with a bunch of little bits of sugary goodness.
Oh my god, Bailey! I'm
Wow.
surprised nobody called cops on. He's just like, yeah, we assaulted people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pastime too of
No.
ours. It's just
We were just
kidding.
delivering Cheerios in an accessible manner.
Make it like to people that don't want it.
No,
Right.
they're waiting for the bus. So if you're waiting for the bus, it implies you're hungry because you had a long day.
That implies you're
You're hungry. I don't think one moment when you wait for the bus, you say, I wish I had Cheerios on
never. Not
me.
once.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's some flawed logic there in your yeah, 911. We have a
Okay, so
you want-
next topic.
okay.
Supposedly, I'm supposed to do this one in a Mickey Mouse voice. So,
Oh,
haha, Raza,
it's
what have
not
you
Mickey
ever thought
Mouse.
about it? Have you ever thought about Black Friday, Raza? Raza, what is your favorite memory about Black Friday?
He sounds like Norbit.
Okay. Raza wants
The
to
Eddie
talk about
Murphy
Black
movie.
Friday, and I think we'll all agree that we're gonna bitch about like how shitty it is.
I
But
love it. I don't know what you're talking about. I
oh,
make
you
a
love it?
TV.
Go off.
Yeah.
Why do you love it? What are you getting? What's
Because
your favorite part?
Brother gets another TV. That's why he
Oh
loves.
god.
Brother needs more TVs in his life. He needs lenses all the time.
Hmm.
Anyway, sorry, well, Bailey.
So well, I tend to focus on Cyber Monday nowadays because of it. Because I hate dealing with all the hullabaloo on Black Friday. It's a difficulty to search it as like a journalist and being someone who actually likes to find real data. On Black Friday, it's like impossible to scour through all those fucking sales. So I prefer to focus on like the tech portion of it, which is the Cyber Monday.
Right. I thought Cyber Monday is only like for online shopping, not like exclusively
That's
tech
why
shit.
it's a lot easier.
Uh,
It's online shopping, but it's a lot tech. Like all the photography gear and audio gear, all that like the nerd stuff is on sale.
I was gonna get new parts for my computer and stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, what about you? What are you gonna get?
Me? You talking
Yeah,
to Bebe?
I'm talking to anyone.
Bebe's probably gonna get a webcam, but I'm probably gonna get an extra webcam, and then I'm debating about other stuff. I need stupid little things like a USB hub, but I don't want to get one off Amazon because I want it to be reliable.
Right. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get a drone.
Hmm.
Yeah. We've
Oh,
been looking.
Yo, sidetrack. I got so tripped out because I went to Best Buy. I dropped off my car to get repairs. Blah blah blah. Side story. Bailey's life sucks because he spent $1,200 on a car today. He went to Best
Random.
Buy. I was walking around Best Buy. I was by myself. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't pull my phone out of my pocket at all while I was in the store. I was in Best Buy walking around. I started looking at drones, right? I got home.
Okay.
I sat down. The first ad while I'm going on IG is like, oh, here's the price of like drones. was like, how the
Dead.
fuck did they know? How did they know?
It's
They
their
just knew.
it's yeah. Best Buy is in your dreams now. They're fucking taking your data as we speak.
Oh, it hurt my feelings. But you actually looking at a drone?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. Yeah, like my friend has one playing around with that. There, it just took me a minute to learn how to fly it, but like
Mm.
they're going. The one I'm looking at is like $120,
Yeah.
and it's not that big or like it's like a base model one. And I thought I should try that out because like my friend just like takes these landscape videos for some reason. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And then maybe I can just record some B roll as I'm
Mm-hmm.
using it.
Do it
What were
up.
you,
I
Wine
got
Mom? What are
ideas from
you?
that.
Wine Mum doesn't.
Go on,
Sorry, go
Mom,
ahead.
Sorry. No. I cut off. Go.
Wine Mum doesn't do Black Fridays and no, I don't have the
No.
patience. If I go, it's like very rare. There's only one time I plan to go when I was in high school. My grandfather said if we lined up at Best Buy, he would buy me and my sister a new laptop. That was the
Mhm.
only time. The only time we went. He took us at 4:00 in the morning,
Oh,
and we lined
yeah.
up. They open because at that time they open at 7 a.m. So
Mhm,
you would go, and
mhm.
we were very far back in the line, but we lined up, and we both got brand new laptops for like next to nothing. So
Yeah, I've never lined up. The only thing I've lined up was for a game, but I remember
I
working at Superstore. Yeah,
see.
sorry.
I don't do the lineups. I did it for the computer because I wanted it, and then the only other time I've ever lined up for sneakers, not for myself, but for someone else, lined up with them
Mhm,
for sneakers. That was like it. And then the only other time I ever got something on like a Black Friday or like one of those things is the TV that I have in my bedroom. I
mhm.
purchased on one of those days, and I only spent $300 on it, and I still have it. The TV is almost as old as me now.
That's pretty good. Like the TV that we got was a steal too on Black.
Mhm.
We got it at No Frills too. That's where we get all our electronics from. And that was a steal too. It was only like yeah, $400 and stuff. So we're
So
like,
Yeah.
on a
hmm.
similar lighthearted note, then when did the Black Friday sales start decreasing? Because back then it was like, yeah, you go get a TV, it's like fucking a quarter the price. But that's not as steep as the decreases nowadays, right?
Is it
Yeah,
more now?
sales are not as good now. No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking this about like 3-4 years ago that things started to decline. As soon as all the companies started getting on the Black Friday train, it started to definitely decline in the success of the deals you could find.
Right.
Which because now it's also a Black Friday month, right? Now they don't even have to like wait in line. They can just spend like just chill out for the entire month and go when stuff calms down. So that urge of going out is sort of gone because like
Yeah,
the hype isn't there. That's what I think.
Right.
I
I
never
remember
thought of that,
working
but
at
yeah.
I remember working at Superstore, and that actually the one and only time I was present for because I did nights at Superstore, and then people would start lining up at 8 p.m. or sorry 11 p.m. the following night, and during my break, my friend and I would go out to them and ask them, "How long have you been here for?" Blah blah. Like these, and they're like old people. Like generally speaking, old people were there, and they were like, "Yeah, we're here for since 8 p.m. since 7 p.m." Because there is like a TV. I forget what TV was going on sale, but it was like a cut. It was like a like a I think it was like a 40% cut off the normal price, which is a
Hmm.
big deal. So um, but that's my only experience from like anything Black Friday.
True.
I don't think
Very
I
true.
ever had a magic situation. That's it. It never. I've had a similar wine mom. I think 1 or 2 times back in the day. I went there to line up early and got a good deal on like a computer or something like that. But I never really had the. Oh, here was the big Black Friday find I had. That oh my God, it's the best thing I wait for every year. It freaks me out as someone who already doesn't celebrate Christmas. It's like I'm not really gonna celebrate
Yeah.
Black Friday. You know.
Well, Black Friday
Yeah.
was really an American thing that
Mhm.
somehow ended up in Canada.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wine mom! I just saw
Okay,
the picture.
I sh- I was gonna say, do you want to see a picture of me and Bailey in high school playing beer pong together? Because that's what that is.
That's
God.
Look how tall Bailey was compared to
Ow!
me. That shows you how
Dude.
short I am.
Look,
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, but I'm still not over the fact that long hair makes Bailey look like not Bailey. And
Yeah, but
nice.
see, even look there. There's a punk rock T-shirt right there. You got a punk
Yeah,
rock
Ramon's
T-shirt
shirt.
right there. Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
Ramon's? Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Digging the awkward, yeah, this is us, we're besties picture.
Right?
It's
So
called.
this is my background now?
that was Super Bowl Sunday. That was
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday because Bailey would have Super Bowl Sunday parties at his place.
Oh,
And
you're
that was the
so
that was the
Caucasian, I
first
love it.
that was the first one I ever went to.
Super Bowl Sunday, man.
Yeah.
What? So that's where he got his golf.
Well,
experience from.
that was when your mullet was really short. Like I think you
Yeah.
just started growing it out at that time.
Yeah, I just started growing out the little mohawk thingy.
You had a mullet?
Oh, sorry, I
Not the
said mullet. I
mullet.
meant mohawk. Sorry.
Not
I meant
the
mohawk.
mullet. And I
Sorry.
would say it was pretty diverse. We had the Super Bowl Sunday. I was the captain of the football team, Raza. So I
Yeah.
have like a fucking quite the diversity of humans there to watch the football game. It wasn't like some
Mhm.
Caucasian thing because, you know, sports in urban areas.
Right.
Yeah,
Had
but
stereotypes.
you white though.
Oh God.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. Like
Well, to be fair, you're white though. No,
wish
the
I-
valid point there is you're white though. So my mom was the only one who was gonna allow all of us to fucking do whatever the fuck we wanted because she was busy working, right? And
Yeah.
my white mom was the only one that's like, okay, you guys can like whatever, eat whatever, and party and have 20 people over, like.
just remember condoms. That's all I ask.
Oh God.
Oh my God, timing. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
It's just yeah, like my parents were kind of liberating in that sense, but like it went to a certain degree because I would have to like convince my mom to have a girl over. That's how bad it was.
Really? There was
Yeah.
a few girls at that party, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It was
I
like
would
a
have-
it was like a party.
But that we weren't unaware of too, Raza. It's like several times us growing up, we would have many of friends that's like, don't tell my mom, or we'd have to make a
Yeah.
or I would have to have my phone on me all night in case his mom called, like that type of shit.
Yeah, like I had that. I remember sneaking out on Halloween, and my friend told my friend, oh, my mom, I'm going to a friend's house, and I wasn't going to a friend's house. um, I told him to like do that, like lie for me and stuff. So it was just like there's like I didn't get that freedom until like I want to say grade 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I was like, okay, I can sort of do stuff now, but I still got my parents like, where are you? Why aren't you home yet? It's
Yeah.
10 p.m. It's a Friday night. What are you doing? I was like, partying. What do you think I'm doing?
Gosh.
But yeah, that's my upbringing.
Wild.
Getcha. Well, so if you guys are cozy, I'm going to move on to our last segment. Are you guys cozy with that?
Mhm.
And you have to do it in a voice.
This is not an appropriate one to do in a voice, especially considering my partner. I feel like I will be massacred in the future if I do this in a voice. So,
Gosh.
at the end of our show,
Exactly.
we usually do an Am I the Asshole? We usually do some sort of Reddit reading and or advice section. In the future, if you hear this now, you listen to the audio segment, send us an email because we definitely want to hear like something that is a conundrum
us
that
an
you think we
email.
could advise on. Come on,
The year's
people say
2015.
tweet at us, but we don't have a Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to say?
Exactly. Tweet us, DM us.
So,
Oh gosh.
am I the asshole for not disclosing my gender
Oh,
identity?
what?
Because Raza chose a complicated one. So,
It was something. It was not. It was all like, hey, this is something we can discuss.
I got you. So, I hypothetically, this story that I'm reading, I am a non-binary human, and I've been dating my partner who is male and 30 for over 6 months now. My mic fell. He has
Damn.
known about my gender identity since early on in our relationship and has had no issues with it. One of our closest friends, 30, female, let's call her Amanda for now, was made aware that I use they them pronouns when my partner told her about this. He did not tell her originally because he didn't believe it was my place to tell someone for me, right? So Amanda pressured him for more information about me, to which he responded, like, you can ask them if you want, which, So, when meeting with the entire friend group, I didn't speak of my identity or correct anyone for using she or her pronouns because I wasn't bothered by it, and I have no desire to speak about, the personal topics or interrupt the situation. This led to Amanda going on a whole escapade and making assumptions about my relationship with my partner. This is speaking from the non-binary human's perspective. She went behind our backs and outed me to the whole group without my permission, and then accused me of forcing the situation upon my partner. Now, Amanda is saying that I gaslighted her as well as my partner and is demanding an apology. Now, their friendship is shambles. Now, so am I the asshole for not telling those friends? When I went to a party, Amanda knew I was non-binary, and I chose not to tell someone. Am I the asshole because now Amanda feels out of place?
No. Your pronouns are free. That's you to decide to disclose when you feel comfortable. Regardless of whether somebody thinks you played a sham on them, it's your decision to disclose it. If you're comfortable, let's say, if you are more comfortable being they and you present more female and somebody calls you her and you're fine with that, then that's fine, right? That's your choice. If you don't want to disclose that you feel that you are a they, them, he, or whatever, that's for you to decide. And nobody should be able to expose your identity. It doesn't matter.
I would agree.
With that.
And then as someone in a relationship with a non-binary human, it plays to the bigger boomer problem that it becomes very self-centered, right? Why is Amanda so worried about her being socially uncomfortable when this is a socially uncomfortable situation for the person it's about?
Right.
It's all of a sudden well, you made this difficult for me because you decided to do this, but you're also lacking to consider the perspective of why we got here in the first place.
Right.
Yes. It's just, I think people don't really understand the other side as well as they think they do, and they seem kind of like, oh, I'm doing it on behalf just to make them uncomfortable, when in fact they're making it worse. That's what I got the gist about. I'm sure Amanda's intentions were not to be that. I hope so, but it's just even with common sense, you don't out somebody without that's not your place. You don't do you see them uh uh questioning your life and so, but so why is it such a big deal to somebody else?
I just feel like the whole conversation around gender identity, it's not what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be purely self-decided, and I feel like there's this really aggressive need for people to be like, are you he, she, or they? I must know so I can address you incorrectly. And it's like, okay, there may be people out there that you address them incorrectly and they'll correct you. It's not that big of a deal. I think that you should just go by whatever somebody tells you and just follow what's comfortable. And I feel like there's so much pressure to like force people to identify. Even just the idea of like, 'cause some people don't identify as he, she, or even they. They just don't want to identify as anything. They prefer to be genderless. You know what I mean? And that's fine, but it's like there's always this pressure to be like, well, are you one or the other, or are you this, or what are you? And it's like, just let people be, and they'll tell you what they want to be identified
Oh yeah,
as. You know,
yeah.
like it doesn't have to be so. Like
It's
it's
not a
not a
big
topic
deal.
of discussion at a party either. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know that to me, regardless of whether she was trying to be like ahead of the curve and be fair and let people know, oh, she identifies as they, so don't call her her, right? If it's not anyone's place to do that. If the person wants to say, hey, thank you so much for approaching me as she, I know that's what I look like, this is actually how I identify, that's for that person to decide.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ultimately, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you worded that excellently, and that's the thing I was compounding on, and I couldn't have said it better. Like I appreciate how you worded that, but it's also like that same compounding stress is exactly the crux of like, why does this person have to, why are you entering a situation demanding to know the gender of everyone in the room?
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
Like,
do
why
you
does it
ask
matter?
like do you ask every straight person if they're straight? No, then why is it the other on the other side you have to be like, oh, this has to be a topic of a discussion.
Right.
Like
This
that
it's
It
your
doesn't
life.
make
It's
sense to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
it says
Like
something about you as an individual if you are going to approach the room and the situation differently, if depending on how the people
yeah,
in that
that's
social environment identify.
and
Right.
that makes it even more complicated because like when people do that, they're thinking, oh, we're woke because we're paying attention overly paying attention, I should say, to what they want, which, as I said before, makes everybody, including them, much more comfortable and speaks
Yeah.
about their character more than the party members and stuff. So it's just, I think it's just like my whole thing is that it's just like I like if I don't lose sleep over it, it's not an issue, right? So
Right.
if you don't lose sleep over this, it's not something you need to cry about or like be like, oh, we have to be super aware of such and such when such and such doesn't want that. Like imagine like being the center of attention about something that is so intimate to you, right?
Exactly.
That's that's something that I empathize with a lot, and that's why, like, to me, just like say what you need to say, and then we will
Yeah.
continue on with our relationship.
Well,
Or
that's why for me, like, the most important thing I think in the gender discussion is making it more comfortable for people to express their genders. Now, I know there's always like there's this meme that goes around on the internet where like, what do you identify as? And it's like all
or
these different,
helicopter, yeah.
right? And then but there's all this whole list of like identifications of like what people identify as. So for
Mhm.
myself, because I would just rather everyone know that even if I don't outwardly talk about gender issues in a way that people may want me to, I
Mhm.
always make sure that my bios say my pronouns because I want people to know, like, yeah, you're comfortable to identify as you please, but
Yes.
also, like, I'm not going to ask you, I'm not going to bother you about it. And I know that's kind of a bit of a hot topic too, because people are like, oh, well, you should ask people what they identify as. And it's like, no, you should allow people to tell you what they want you to identify them as. Because maybe they just want you to just identify them how you would feel comfortable just to avoid the discomfort of having to say, okay, I identify as, I appear as, or so on, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why this is constant need to make it an uncomfortable thing. Let
I
people tell
think
you when they want to.
I think you again worded that very well. I think you worded that exceptionally well. I think a lot of people The issue is why a lot of people turn to telling pronouns is because I don't think a lot of people are educated in making space in the way that you're describing.
Exactly. People don't make it comfortable to exist
Mm.
in any format or
Because
whatever identification you would like. You're 100% accurate about that, which is why I personally choose to do it subtly. Like, because if you're coming across a page, right, and you see that someone's using pronouns, you're like, okay, this is a safe space to, identify myself. But also, you don't have to identify yourself if you don't want to. Like, it shouldn't be such a hot topic for people. I don't understand.
yeah, like the
Like,
whole thing to
what
me.
goes on in my pants? Like, why does that matter?
Yeah, it's like I just think of it like people will just all you need to do as a ally, quote unquote, is just to make them feel comfortable, just make them feel like, oh, you there, like it's just hey,
Yeah.
you can like you can be yourself around me. I won't be losing myself because I'll just treat you how you wanted to be treated, right? So
Yeah.
ultimately, like you should just give people like that notice, but like, yeah, it's comfortable, and then leave them. Just leave them to live their life. That's what I do, and I'm happier that way because I don't. It doesn't. I don't. Again, I don't lose sleep over something like this. It's very like old school thinking in a way that like, oh, we need to worry about or we need to talk about this more. When why don't we talk about our heterosexuality? Why
Right.
don't we talk about
It's like
that?
you don't walk up like you wouldn't walk up to somebody who identifies like the automatic identification, right? You wouldn't go up to, like, let's say me for instance. You wouldn't go up to me and be like, "Do you identify as he, him, or they, them?" Like you
Hmm.
wouldn't ask me that. So
Hmm.
why would you just ask somebody else that? You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't understand that. I like
So
what?
Yeah.
that I see, but in the way, the only, and I'm not challenging, it's like an add-on. It's
Mm,
like,
Oh,
but what if
Bailey.
you're like, you're already engaged in conversation with the person? You could be like, well, like, oh hey, what's your name? Oh, it's Lily. Oh hey, what are you doing here? I'm hanging out. I'm doing this. Blah blah blah. It's like, oh, what do you identify as? Is that uncomfortable?
never.
And I'm not aggressive. I'm actually just asking.
No, like literally no. I would hope not.
No.
I like cuz for me, like I feel like my identification is quite right? So if
Mm-hmm.
somebody was to ask me, "Oh, what do you identify as?" I think I would be offended by that, right?
Fair.
So it's like somebody who, like, let's say for instance, somebody who has gender dysphoria, right? And they're having a day where they're like, "I feel like I look exactly how I identify," right? Let's say, it's somebody who, biologically is female
Mm-hmm.
and wants to present male, right? And they're like, I'm having a great gender day. I feel like I look exactly like the gender I would like to look like. I'm super comfortable. And then somebody comes up to you and goes, "Are you a her or a him? Like, what do you identify?" Like, that would be very dysphoric for someone and would
Mhm.
throw them right off. Like, for
Yeah.
me, I was going through a gender identity crisis and somebody was like, "So do you identify? Like, what do you identify?" I would be like, is it not outwardly obvious, like what I choose to identify today as? You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
that would be something that could cause frustration or
Yeah.
discomfort, right? That's why, like,
Mm-hmm.
just leave it alone. Like, let people tell you when they want to, if they want to.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So then, yeah, so the ultimate ideal is making a safe space.
Right.
I'm definitely not a
Ultimately,
definitive
yeah.
voice on this as Mr. Cis Mask Male, but I definitely, I at least I do see where you're coming from, and I'm sure there's prominent voices who are more educated than all of us. But I definitely,
Hmm.
I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all
That
about
helps. Thank you.
like giving. Sorry, it's all about just giving the person a safe space. That's what
Yes.
it is. As simple as that. It isn't rocket science.
Yeah. I mean, like,
It's,
I have friends identify genderly not what they present as, and
mhm,
it's very uncomfortable for them, especially because most of these friends I have are online, so you have very
mhm,
few photo references, plus you have a voice, and it's quite often that the voice is given a gender that the person doesn't want. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And it's like, just be chill, bro. just call
Yeah,
people
just be
just call
you.
people dudes, bros, pals, and just leave it at that. Okay, people will tell you what they want to identify
Yeah,
as.
like, and when they want to tell you, it'll be up to them, right? You
Right.
can't just the same for anything. Like you have to, yeah, just again, comfortableness. That's a word.
Yes.
That's what it is at the end of the day. That's what it is. And if you're doing anything other than that, then you're doing it wrong. That's what I.
I mean, like in certain scenarios, right? Like in a work scenario, if you want to ask someone, how would you be identified as? It makes sense. You're in a work setting. You don't want to be calling someone something that makes because work's already uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
But if you're like at a party, you're not going to be like, hey, everybody, this person, this is how they identify as. Because you wouldn't do that to someone without a confused identity or, whatever it may be, a preferred identity. You wouldn't do that. Like if I was introducing Bailey to people, I wouldn't be like, this is Bailey. This is he, him, Bailey, man. Please say hello to the man I brought to the party.
To the king I brought, yeah.
I would be like, this is Bailey.
I have had.
Yeah.
I think I can expose this work situation.
Okay,
I've
go
had
for it.
the opposite, where I entered a meeting and you're supposed to bring your pronouns to the table, and I forgot to do it at first, and then everyone was looking at me funny, and I was having an uncomfortable time because since I forgot to say my pronouns at the start, everyone was trying to figure it out from that point.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, see, because that was a scenario where you had the option to do so.
I forgot to do it.
But you
so
forgot.
In that case, it was mistaken as then now we have to identify it.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like in that setting, it would make sense for them to ask you.
Yeah,
because it was presented at the table. But that also gives you the opportunity. Thank you for asking me. I don't want to identify as anything. Thank you.
Okay.
It's simple, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Ultimately.
That was well
noted. Is Marching into Madness agreeing on something for once?
I mean, I would hope we would agree on this topic.
We're not. We're usually at each other's necks.
We don't want to argue about this.
No, you're right. But like, yeah, just be a good person at the end of the day.
Just try and see people as they are.
As they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Treat people how you want to be treated, and if somebody treats you badly, then that's on them. That speaks more about them than it speaks about you. So.
Exactly.
There you go. Thank you, Raza.
There you go. I'm gonna write a book now.
LOL.
We should. We'll write our collective experience on the internet. No. I'll be your editor.
Go write your own book.
I need to.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Go write your own damn book.
Okay, I own a patent.
Revel.
Okay. Nonetheless, thank you, everybody. I'm about to throw on the outro. If this is your first time listening, what we do, you can watch us live on Twitch when we record the podcast and then hang out and chat with us afterwards. About to throw you to our recorded outro. If you love us, subscribe, follow on Twitch. We need that fame. It's what keeps this whole thing going. So, I'm going to throw it to Wine Mom for the annual. This is going to be the recurring thing. Wine Mom's going to leave us with a word of advice for the evening. Wine Mom?
What about my word of advice?
Brush your hair, because you don't know how much you actually need to brush your hair. Thank you.
Done. Bye, guys.
Thank you again for watching us badly talk about these topics.
You can follow us on Twitch, Marching Into Madness, all one word, no space. On the gram, marching_into_madness. And on Patreon at patreon.com/marchingintomadness. And again, on Le Discord at Marching Into Madness.
Join us, and Bailey will pay you 10 whole Canadian dollars.
You can follow Whitey over at gnarly_media on the Insta. You must definitely follow the life of our whole podcast, Wine Mom, at Wine Mom X, because the year's 2002, and we still have the X in our names. And me, your favorite brown boy, at _RD Malik _.
Thank you for the third time. We love you. Drink some milk and be healthy.
Remember, kids, say no to school and yes to
It's like such bad advice. It's like here we put this well-formulated podcast together with good insight on facts and truth and political points and social issues. Don't go to school, dude.
Oh god.
Bailey listens to
Motherfucker
me.
shouldn't be in their school after saying that.
It's like Bailey listens to me say the sentence and he goes, maybe I should say my sentence now.